Yeah, bang, 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 bang. It's the Friday episode of the Soscast. It's Sos and Nat React. We're going to get a whole lot of stuff going on right here. Welcome to the Soscast where finance meets romance. I am fired up today. About to have 15 coffee espresso shots before I got on here. Stay away from drugs, kids. This is exactly what happens to you. You get fired up. How's your coffee situation going on? Don't answer that. Here we go. Welcome to Soscast, finance meets romance, sexiest financial podcast on the planet. We are fired up today. You know that we have one goal, we have one objective here. We want to see you get paid, laid, and do it your way. Only here on the Soscast and Valuetainment, #1 channel in the world for entrepreneurs. We got Natalya DelValle in the house. How you feeling, Nat?
I'm feeling fired up.
Have you ever seen me this fired up?
I don't think so.
I got to go to the Heat game in about an hour and a half. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
Heat are looking not so good in the standings. We got Swedish Jelly Kelly over in the house right there.
Kelly.
Her DM inboxes are flooded right now. Okay, she's trying to overtake Natalya as the queen of valuetainment. Ain't gonna happen.
Never happen.
Ain't gonna happen. All right, stay in your lane.
I'm
Okay?
staying right here. I'm
Yes.
good.
Today's topics, if we can, I'm seeing the price of things skyrocket. You know, people say, hey, Saz, I thought you talked about money. I thought you talked about saving that money. I thought you were a financial podcast. What's with all these chicks, these body counts, these feminists? Yeah, that's part of life. Money doesn't live in a vacuum. You know, you want to have a lifestyle. You want to go out and have a good time. You want to interact. You want to have sexual dynamics. You want to go on dates. Who's paying for dates? Uh-oh, that's a money thing. I don't know where that came from. Boom. All right. You got to pay for rent. You got to pay for a car. You want to get a boat. You want to get a motorcycle. What do you got going on in your life? Things cost money. Okay?
You're on one.
On one right now.
Phenomenal.
By the way, thank you guys for being here. This is the Soscast. You know this. We love you guys, all you valuetainers out there. Appreciate it. Subscribe. Boom. I got this thing all across my titties and my chest. Here we go. Better than the rest from east to west. Speaking of titties and all across the chest, Natalya, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Sas.
It's one of those days,
it's
right?
one of those days. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Soscast Day, everyone. We're super excited to have you guys on with us today. Of course, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, because Sauce is on 1 times 100. The chat's going crazy.
What are they saying? What are they saying? I want to know. Don't even tell me. I don't want to get fired up. You guys thought that I cared. I don't. I do. Do I? I don't know. Do I care? Do I read the chats? I can't even read. Natalya is in the house. She's hooked on phonics, worked for her. How great is her reading? The smile's always been there. Bing. Okay. The reading skills are fantastic. Kelly, how you feeling? Let us know what you're thinking.
I'm great.
That's all she's got to say for the day. Thanks, Kel. What I tell you about women speaking when men are talking. You know about this shit. Holy moly. Anyway,
Take a deep breath.
I
Drink
know.
some
I'm
water.
sorry. Anyway, Kelly, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good.
That's it. Okay. Sorry. Let's simmer down now. Simmer down now. Okay, we're on one right now. Anyway, today's topics, whether it's by land, by air, by sea, we're talking about the best bang bang for your buck. Do chicks actually care what you're driving, where you're living, what you're riding out in, what kind of boat you got going on? Nat's nodding over here. She drives a Range Rover, by the way. Life's good for Natalya.
Adam,
Who paying your bills, girl?
I be working.
We're working. Look at the tan on that girl. She's out there. It's Friday. We're fired up. There's no alcohol involved. There's fucking caffeine going on.
Just water and coffee.
We got a fun story we're going to tell you about Dylan Bet David.
Yes.
The youngest son of PBD, my homie, Dylan.
Yes.
He found out the hard way the pros and cons of making it rain all up in the club. Homie's 8 years old, making it rain in the club. Stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that at the end. But today I'm concerned about your money. I'm concerned where your money's going. I'm concerned who's taking your money. Is it the credit card companies? Is it the car companies? Is it the mortgage companies? A lot of companies taking your money. What kind of company do you keep? Bing bang. What were you going to say?
Is it your girl taking your
Is
money?
it your girl taking your money? Hopefully it's
kids?
not. I'd rather give my money to my girl or a girl than the mortgage company, the credit card company,
I think anybody would.
credit card company, all that. I'm just saying, at least you can work for it or twerk for it. Here we go.
It's Friday.
It's
As you
Friday.
can tell, it's Friday here.
Anyway, we really appreciate you guys. We got some stuff that we are working on. We all know that we're going to the model volleyball event next weekend. We'll talk about that at the end. We're planning something a little special, spicy, rolling and dicey for the 100th episode. That'll be in 2 weeks here on the Soscast, where you may be invited, where you may get a special VIP invitation, or where you may be able to save that money and get a free ticket. I don't know. Who is the lucky guy? I don't know. Let's see in the chats what's going on right now.
Yes.
Anyway, with that being said, let's get in just a quick shout out to our sponsor because we do got bills to pay out here. You do the show for free. You're getting game for free. You're getting knowledge for free. You're getting financial advice for free. But we got some bills to pay over here. Jorge's got to eat. We all got to eat. Kelly's got to eat. And you know that my friend Shamari's got to eat. He's hungry. Shout out to you, Shamari, when you see this. Anyway, shout out to our sponsor, which is Aura. We all know the story with Aura. Pat talks about it all the time. I've got about, I can't even keep track. I get text every single day with the amount of fake Instagram accounts that are out there. It's insane. I can't. I'm trying to get verified. They said, I don't know, you got to pay to play. I don't know, Instagram Meta, all that's going on right there. Verified, we're working on that. But with all the fake accounts that are on out there, it's like, what else is fake? What kind of else is fraud is going on out there? PBD told a story about how his sister, quote unquote, Paulette, was DMing him about a crypto opportunity. Yeah, I think I would know if my sister was running a crypto fund. Turn out it was a dude in frickin' the Himalayas trying to hit PBD up. He talked about the FBI was calling to talk about what's going on. But Aura is a type of company that we've aligned ourselves with that protects you from identity fraud. Identity fraud and cyber fraud has officially passed actual crime, actual burglaries, actual home break-ins. It's pretty insane to think about what kind of information is out there on the internet. Just to name a few, you got your legal name, your date of birth, your email address, your phone number, your social security, your driver's license, your bra size. Where'd that come from? A lot of numbers that are going on out there, and all that information is out there for cyber criminals to take advantage of. Not a good look for you. How do you protect yourself? Well, we're talking about Aura, A-U-R-A, Aura, A-U-R-A, sponsor here on Valuetainment. Aura is identity protection, but it's not just that. Fraud monitoring, VPN, password management, antivirus software, all in one, easy to use app. So it monitors the dark web for all your emails, passwords, social security numbers that we just discussed, and it also sends you real-time alerts for anything that's going on the internet. Like I set my limit to $1,000. Anything over $1,000, credit card payment, rent payment, anything over $1,000. If I go out and have a crazy night in the club, it's over $1,000. Uh-oh, that's an email from Aura. So luckily I did spend that on Mario's bachelor party. Anyway, that's the thing. So I'm not going to dispute that situation. Anyway, protect your friends, protect yourself, protect your family with Aura from identity theft. Go to aura.com, A-U-R-A, aura.com/Soscast. Why Soscast? Because that's my show, S-O-S-C-A-S-T, only on the Soscast, S-O-S. You get a 2-week free trial from Aura if you say my name in the club. There it is. Shout out to Aura. Thank you for all that you do. You will not regret checking on the internet to make sure that you are not compromised. With that being said, let's get into today's episode. Here's where I'm at. Have you seen the cost, the skyrocketing cost of what's going on with cars these days?
Yes.
So if you have a car and you're making payments and you're spending that money on payments, gas, insurance, tax, tag, title, parking, all that and above, we're going to kind of break that down, and it's only getting more expensive. People know famously I've not had a car for over 10 years now.
Oh.
I've saved, when I tell you that I've just saved in the last 10 years, 100 grand, that'd be easy. That's an easy number. But what happens when you save and you have all that money? Well, now you get to invest. And I've been able to buy index funds, ETFs, Bitcoin. And when I make it rain in the club, which we talked about earlier, I don't feel a penny. Okay? But I know a lot of people are going to say out there, how do you not survive with a car? We're going to discuss what that is today, because you got to do the math. Here's the numbers of what's going on right there. Is your car keeping you broke, or is it actually helping you get paid and laid doing your way? My guess is, if we're going to do the math across the board, 2 out of 3 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That means 2 out of 3 of you are going broke because of your car payment. That's my guess. Anyway, here are some numbers for you. Kelly's going to put some numbers on the screen. I get pissed when I see these types of things. Not yet. Average price of a new car pre-COVID, 2019, not so long ago, 3 years ago, was $39,000. Okay? Average price of a new car today, $48,000. So that's a 10 grand increase almost, just for the opportunity to drive a car. Awesome. The average monthly car payment, 2022 was $648. Now in 2023 is $716. I remember when I started doing financial content in 2016, 17, the average car payment was $500. So there's a map, I think, or a little graph of a cars going up the stairs. See if we can pull that up real quick. This is just to kind of give you a little indication of how expensive cars are getting. So the green are new cars and used cars are in blue. Now, without kind of dissecting these numbers, are they going up or down, Natalya? Even you can answer this one.
They're going up.
They're going up, okay? Not a mathematician, not a geographist, if that's even a thing, geologist. She doesn't know what's going on. No, she's coming and going. All I know, she's great. She's got a great smile. She don't do math. She doesn't know geography.
I'm smart.
But go back to that map. Okay, this thing is getting out of control.
Really?
A few years ago, 2016, 17, 18, 19, we were talking about average car payment, $500. For a used car, you're talking, what about a little under $400.
Yeah.
Now we're talking $700 on just the car payment.
Yeah.
Can we go back to that other graph that we were talking about right this? Now, this is the total cost, all in, of what it takes to make payment, total cost of a car these days. So the average, can we punch in a little bit? The average new car monthly payment, $648. And we just discussed the fact that on some numbers that we're seeing, $716. By the way, by the time you see this episode, Google it again. It might be more expensive. We try to fact check things. We try to give like sources here. Everything I check, the next article, it's more expensive. Cars are going up. This was the price is going up. We're going to discuss why. Go back to that map, if you will. So average new car payment, $648, that's going up. Used car payment, $503, that's going up. Average monthly insurance payment, $112 if you're a good driver. Okay, I see you girls out there on the road, all you old people here in Florida, you drive like shit. Keep going.
Said
Scroll
the guy
down.
with no car.
Yeah, said the guy with no car. Aha, and that's where we're gonna go with this. Thank you. Okay, average monthly gas for 15,000 miles per year, $270. You know what was going on with gas in 2021, 2022. Things are a little cheaper now. Shit still ain't cheap to say the least. Maintenance and repairs, you're talking about $100 a month. Is that a month? How's that even possible? Monthly registration fees and taxes, just throwing a couple dozen bucks. Total car cost per month. Do the number on this. Get your calculator out, Natalya.
Oh, no.
They're saying that a total car cost per month is $1,664.
Yeah.
Now, Nat, I know you're not a mathematician, but if you take 1,664 times how many months are in a year? Not a trick question.
12.
She almost got that wrong. 12
a
months
joke.
in a year, 1,664 times 12. Give me a number.
Times 12.
19 fucking $1,000? Almost 20 grand? How is that even possible? Is that what people are actually paying per year for the privilege to be in a car? This doesn't make sense. But this is just math. This is what's on the screen here. Let's say that's double. Let's say that's double of what the actual number is. Let's say it's actually half. Let's say it's 10 grand. Let's just take a low number. That's 10 grand. So if you make 50 grand a year pre-tax, so that means you're taking home 40 grand per year after tax, you got to make those payments with after-tax dollars. So if you're paying 10 grand a year in car payments, insurance, gas, this, that, the other, now you're talking quarter of your take-home pay goes to your car. Quarter. And that's, again, being discretionary and kind of cutting the number in half. If the number is closer to 20 grand, holy shit.
Yeah.
What is happening out there? How are people even affording their car? Some people are working just to pay for their car.
Yeah.
You know, they say that JOB is just over broke.
Yeah.
So some people, you know, whether you work to live or do you live to work? I don't know. Which one is it? But these car payments these days, not exactly getting you rich. Here's another shocking stat for you. There's an article right here. What percentage of America do you think spend over $1,000 a month just on the car payment alone? Just on the car payment alone. You want to take a guess?
What percent? I don't want to take a guess. I would say a good percent.
When Nat starts guessing, she's about 170%. No, you can only, it's only 100. Okay? Pull this stat up right now.
2%.
We can find that article. 15% of Americans are spending over $1,000 a month on just the monthly car payment. Record share of Americans are now paying $1,000 or more on monthly car payments. That does not count everything that we just discussed. Total cost to operate a car, $1,600 a month. How is that even freaking possible? Almost 20 grand a year. Please tell me that my math is off. I want someone to be like, no, Sos, you got to understand that the discrepancy that you're finding, please give me that information. Because what I'm seeing, cars are getting so much more fucking expensive than they ever have been. Why would you even need to have an operated car at this point? I Uber everywhere. Everyone knows this, that I Uber everywhere. People think that I'm insane. I can't tell you how much money I'm saving by not having a car payment, insurance, gas, tax, tolls, car repairs, all that stuff. Okay, so why are cars so expensive? By the way, have you seen what's going on with interest rates? Here's a little numbers for you. For interest rates over 60 months on new cars, so that's 5 years, because 5 times 12 months in a year equals, that's 60. Nat's doing math in her head. In 2021, the interest rates were 3.8%. Average interest rate as of February 2023, so that's last month, 6.25%, 6.25%. So interest rates have nearly doubled. We all know this. This isn't breaking news. We see the Fed fund rate, what's happening these days. This affects money, okay? The less money you have, the less money you have to go out, the less money you spend on hot chicks like Natalya and Kelly. Now, you're not getting paid, you're not getting laid, you're not doing shit your way. Now you got a problem.
Big problem.
Big problem. Holy moly. Nat, we'll come to you in a second. Now, why? I jotted some stuff down. Now, why are cars so expensive these days? Here's the list. It all comes down to supply and demand. We all talk about that. That's the economics, basic economics. So COVID affected the supply chain, the amount of vehicles that were being made, workers. Then you have the chips. We know this new CHIPS Act was just introduced in Congress. Technology, safety, airbags, seatbelts, parts. Everyone's got cameras on these cars these days. So all the stuff that goes into the car, more expensive than ever. Gas, interest rates. We just talked about insurance, maintenance, parking, tolls. Now you're getting a little fender bender, accident. Holy shit, I got to get a dent out, scratches, flat tire, what the hell, tickets. And that's if everything goes okay. God forbid you get a fucking DUI because you like to go out and party in South Beach like one of the two of us like to do. Holy shit, you're now broke and in jail without a car.
Oh.
That's just DUI talking right there.
Quickly.
So anyway, I learned this when I interviewed George Gammon. Shout out to George Gammon. If you ever see this, George, hell of a guy. Took me out in Medellin, Colombia. We had a great dinner. What a guy. Shout out to Rolo for introducing me to George Gammon. See, we do give credit where credit's due. Respect. He said, listen, don't worry about the price of something per se. Ask yourself this question. Is it cheap or is it expensive? So just answer that. Cars today, are they cheap or are they expensive? Well, according to the math and according to the charts, they are as expensive as they've ever been. So if you're the type of person that's like, hey, I'm looking to get a new car, do the math. 3 words, do the math. Say, all right, this is what a car costs. Car payments, insurance, maintenance, tax, toll, this, that, blah, 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 everything that comes with that, or Uber, okay? And for me, who lives in Miami and I come up to Fort Lauderdale, it's still way cheaper to just do the Uber thing. Plus, there's also called opportunity cost. When I'm in the Uber, in the back of my Uber limo, I'm doing working on whether it's an episode, working on a financial deal, working on whatever I'm working on, and I'm focusing on that. I'm not even looking at the road. So I said, all right, what does it cost? How much money do I make an hour? Okay, cool. This is what I make an hour. This is what I'm paying in Uber. I break down the math. Just do the math. Some people don't want to. You ever see like, all right, do the math. It's like, I don't want to see it. I don't know, just pull the blinds down. I want to see what's going on right now. There's only one thing worse than doing a budget, and that is not doing a budget.
Yes.
Fired up out here on the Soscast today. Do the math. Uber everywhere. I'll tell you one quick story about an Uber. So I'm in an Uber. I'm with my buddy Chris. We're in the back of an Uber. We're driving through Wynwood, Miami. Shout out to our friends in Miami. And the Uber, boom, boom, hits something, flat tire. Pulls over, I got a flat tire. I say to the guy, hey man, good luck. And I got the fuck out of the car and I ordered another Uber. He's like, what do you want me to do? That's on you, Hoss. Yeah. Okay? I'm just gonna go live my life and not worry about a flat tire, getting a guy to come tow my car, fix it. None of that. I just kept it moving. So here's what I'll equate it to, because there's got a lot of people out there that say, I got kids, I got family.
Yeah.
How the hell do you want me to deal with this? Oh, you don't think I thought about that?
No.
Okay. Well, we talked about this the other day with Tigran and Moral on PBD podcast, even my other friend. Maybe, just maybe, you don't need 2 cars.
Fair enough.
Maybe you just have 1 car. I know people out there's 5 people in the family. The mom's got a car, the dad's got a car, the older sister's got a car, the younger brother, the 16-year-old, they just got a car. Maybe you only need 2 or 3 cars. Car payments are keeping you broke. The middle class stays middle class, and they don't get ahead because they don't know how to operate with money. So that's the biggest challenge they have going on these. I'll tell you one story. A buddy of mine, I told the story on the PBD podcast. He was like, look, I got these car payments. It's insane. My girl's got a car. I got a car. We got to take our kid to school, this, that, the other. I live in Kendall, which is about an hour south of downtown Miami. I am sick of living in Kendall. I said, well, how about this? What if you sold one of the car payments, sold one of the cars, had no payments? How much is your rent in Kendall? Oh, it's like $1,500 a month. How much is rent in Miami when I work? Oh, like $2,000. All right, cool. Do the math. How much would you save if you just moved to downtown? Now you're living in like the best part of town, not in fucking Bumblefuck. And he goes, oh, we'd probably save about $800 a month with car insurance, blah, blah, blah. And I said, where do you prefer to live? He goes, oh, definitely downtown. I said, all right, well, what are you going to do? He sold his car. Okay. They got out of their lease. They moved to downtown Miami. I go, how you feeling? He goes, I'm so happy. You've changed my life for the better. Because, it's one of these things, because we're so, one of the things they say in life is the only constant is change. Okay. Now, there was a time and place where everyone had to get to work at their desk, get to work. You got to work at your desk. What we quickly realized is that you can work from anywhere these days. You can work from home. You can work from anywhere. You can be a digital nomad and work from anywhere. So things change. So you know what now? I don't need to sit at my desk. I got one of these. What are these things called? Phones. Oh, goddamn cell phone. I can just do all my deals, everything I'm working on right from here. Or what's that other thing that you put, the laptop? You don't need to be at your desk. So what's the analogy? What's the metaphor here? You're so used to getting in the car, driving to work, making the car payments. I got to have insurance. I mean, hello, collision, insurance. All right. I got to pay the gas, got to do the pump. You're so used to this. But what you don't realize is that society has changed. Technology has changed. You can Uber wherever you want to live or Uber wherever you want to go, live wherever you want to live. Things have changed. So this car thing. So nobody questions somebody when they live in New York City and don't have a car.
Right.
Yeah, why would you need a car? You live in New York City. But the same metaphor for New York City is now available to every single one of you guys out there. I don't know. I'm on one right now. What do you think, Nat?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think now especially it's validating the reason why you don't have a car. I think now you're like, see, guys, this is why I don't have a car, especially because of this reason specifically. Yeah. But I think it's also important to consider that not everybody has the luxury of being close to where things are for them. When I lived like in Orlando, everything was 30 minutes and longer away. So, Ubers and the time it takes to get there, your Uber comes, they cancel, you have an appointment. Like, you also have to consider, like, having a car does teach you certain responsibilities. It does give you access to being in control of your time specifically. So there are pros to it. That's another way that you can build your credit as well. I think it's a matter of buying smart and being able to purchase the right car for your situation and your lifestyle. Now, of course, right now with it being so expensive, I completely understand, having a car right now. When I went to get a car, it wasn't because it was like, oh, I just want to shop for a car. It's because like I needed a car. I'm moving out of my home city. Like I need to navigate in a new city. So I had to purchase a car. And, it was times of saving that I had saved, and I figured if I'm going to get a car, I'm going to get a car that I'm going to keep for a very long time. I'm going to maintain it. It's going to help me build my credit, and that's why I ended up with the car that I did. And I know you love when I Uber you around in my car.
My Uber driver right here.
So it does serve its purpose, and it does also, like, to me, I think of it as like, yes, I'm paying for my car and all those things, but it's also teaching me like investing into myself. It's also saying, well, Natalya, I'd rather pay for this than go spend my money on God knows what on the weekend, if, you know, whatever. You know, some people don't have that discipline to like be in control of what they're spending their money. So it's like, if you have certain items, you know, you can kind of use that to hold you responsible of spending your money in a smart way. But of course, you know, purchasing a car has to be something that fits in your lifestyle. And I think today, especially, it is super important for budgets to be made. I think all the points that you make are very valid, but I also don't want to shame the people who do have a car that do need a car. And shout out to everybody who is able to navigate without a car.
Shout out to all you non-car people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a video of you when you had rented a car because you were driving to, I think, Orlando.
Yeah.
And I have to maybe send Kelly the video because you're like driving on your phone. I'm like, this is why you don't have a car.
Yeah, I don't need a car, Mike. So
This
let
is
me
why
be
you don't
clear.
have a car.
Let me be clear, because people are like, how do you even operate this? Understand one thing. I am not anti-car. I am anti-spending all your money, okay, on your car and on your vehicles. So if you have a ton of money in the bank and life's good and you have an emergency account, you've got a cushion, you've got money saved up, and this is extra money you're spending on a car, God bless you. But the numbers don't support that. The numbers support that the average person in America is hemorrhaging money on their vehicle, and it's only getting more expensive. So, by the way, quick side note, is income going up or is it flatlined over the last handful of years?
Definitely flatline.
Income's not going up.
Correct.
No.
Okay? So you have income and you have expenses. So if your income is stable, okay, thank God you got a job and you're making, but every expense is going up. What's the definition of crazy? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So maybe if your income isn't going up, you need to cut some of your expenses, okay? So with that being said, I want to discuss what women think about what types of cars men drive. So we talked about, is your car getting you laid or keeping you broke? For most people, it's keeping you broke. Most people. And I get it. Some people need cars. They have hour-long commutes. If you live less than 15 minutes from your job, you may want to consider just selling the hell out of your car. By the way, quick fun fact. What percentage of time in a day, there's 24 hours, what percentage of time do people spend in their cars? 24 hours a day.
I would say like 30% of their
Not
time.
30%. The answer is 1 hour a day. So that's 23 out of 24 hours you are not in your car. So almost 95% of the time you are not driving your car.
I see.
So, you know, you're paying rent, but you spend 10, 15 hours a day in your apartment.
I know.
Sleeping, hanging out,
I know.
doing whatever you do out there. But
be home.
you spend 5% of your time in your car. I'll stand by this statement. Your car is keeping you broke, period. With that being said, let's see.
With that being said, actually,
Yes.
I want Kelly, if you want to share, this is why Sos doesn't have a car. This is why he's biased about car, because look at him driving a car.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Here
What is this video?
Driving a car.
we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh shit! We just choose like 10 things to take that turn.
Whose car is that?
That was the car that you had rented because I think you had a meeting
Oh, yeah,
in
a
Orlando.
meeting in Orlando. That's right. I was up and
like,
down.
I'm going to videotape this to prove why Sos
Yeah.
shouldn't even be driving a car.
By the way, you know who else texts and drive?
Who?
All you motherfuckers out there, okay? But don't act like it's just me texting and driving.
I text at the stoplight, okay?
Yeah, okay.
You know, I
There's
drive
voice
you
texting,
around.
There's voice
Yeah.
texting. Voice texting's a thing.
Huh?
You voice text to your car now.
Oh, yeah, you can voice text with your car. Like
Okay, let
voice
me just say
text.
one thing about
Sorry.
voice text. Guys,
I know you hate that shit.
stop it with the voice notes.
Why?
Everybody,
The voice notes?
PSA, stop sending voice notes, okay?
that's different.
It's
That's
so much
different.
easier if I see a text, hey, bro, what's going on this week? Blah, 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 blah. I just read it. People are fucking busy. I'm in a podcast. I'm doing a podcast. I'm in a meeting. I got to look at your minute and a half voice note.
Yeah.
Take time out of my day to listen to this. So people say it's so much easier. Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Not for me, buddy.
Yeah, I don't really.
Stop it with the voice notes.
Voice notes are bad.
There's
texting
people
good.
that I'm good friends with, people that I do content with, people like great people out there. I love you guys. You send me voice notes, I don't even listen. I straight up say, I'm in a meeting, text me. So PSA to you voice note people out there, enough. It might be easier for you to do it. The person you're sending it to, they ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Enough with the voice notes.
I think
Speaking of texting and driving.
I think you know if the person you send it to likes voice text when they respond with a voice as well. If they don't respond with the same voice thing, they probably don't like to receive them.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to
Here's what
receive
I'm going
them
to do
either.
the next time I get a voice text and I listen to it and be like, hey, Adam, I just want to tell you, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be like, hey, stop it with the motherfucking voice notes. That's my voice note back to you. Send, bop, beep. I'm out. Anyway, fired up over here, but I don't want to hate on the people with cars. I'm not an anti-car guy, as I just established. I'm anti-spending all your money on car payments. We just talked about how much money people are spending on their car payments, and it's not getting cheaper. We explained the reasons why, but what type of car are women most attracted to?
Oh.
What type of car will get you laid? There's a whole list here, by the way.
A clean car.
A clean car.
A
That's
clean
always a good
car.
start. That's always a good start. What type of car, just a genre of car, you don't need to say like a specific car. What type of car are women the most attracted to?
Like a brand?
Yeah, or just a general type.
I don't really know what that means. A general type. Like a car, a SUV,
All
a
that.
brand.
You know what cars are. You know what trucks
I
are. You know
know.
what vehicles are. You know what sports
So
cars are.
if you want me to say
you know
like
what
an average car, like
Yeah.
I don't think like Toyota, Hyundai are bad cars. I don't think they're
I
bad
asked
cars
you
at all.
what they're most attracted to. What car?
I mean, luxury cars is obviously an eye grabber for women.
Okay. Luxury cars.
Yeah.
Let's pull up this list to
But
see
I
if
will say
Natalya
this.
DelValle.
Wait,
What I tell you about
let me
talking?
say
No,
this though. If, when I do see gentlemen with not luxury cars,
Yeah.
but I see that they do take care of themselves, they have a great job. To me, that's a sign of okay, you're responsible with your money. When I see men with luxury cars, I'm thinking like, okay, either you're spending a lot on this car that you can't afford, or you make enough to maintain this car, and you can basically reveal that as you get to know the person. So I just want to leave that there before we go on. Kelly?
I think they're too. I think like the fancy cars. I'm like, why do you have a fancy car? You either the guy has to be like really obsessed with a fancy car, or I think you're just using it to show off, and I'm like on instant turn off for me.
Okay. Well, let's pull up this list and let's see what ladies had to say the most attractive car is for a man. By the way, let us know before we reveal this what you think, ladies think, are the sexiest car a man can drive. Let us know below in the comments.
The chat, yes.
Nat's going to monitor the chat. It is not what you think it is. I'm just letting you guys know right now. It is not what you think it is, okay? Spoiler alert. These cars make men the most attractive according to women. Punch in on a little bit. Okay. Number one,
Pickup truck.
pickup trucks. What's up?
I believe that
I'm a
living in
boss. We're on a
Florida.
pickup truck.
like
Daddy in a truck.
Okay.
I like
believe
trucks.
Yeah, that's why PBD has his Porsche, but he also has his Shelby.
Yep.
The Shelby's the number one thing. It's amazing. Pickup trucks, 32%. Right behind that, you got sports cars at 27%. SUVs for all you daddies out there, 16%. Sedans for you, normal guys out there, 11%. You got a hydric or electric, 9%. UPS truck, 4%. UPS daddy, get in the fucking car. We got a. What can Brown do for you? Keep scrolling. Okay, speaking of Brown, Natalya,
Brown do
we
for
got
you?
minivans, 2%. If you
Yeah.
got a minivan, you ain't getting laid.
Trash that.
And then you got a mail truck, 1%. Hey, I'm the mailman. I'm up in here. What's up? No, I'm good. I'm looking for a guy in a pickup truck. Thanks, Daddy. Anyway,
Yikes.
a little fun fact. You thought that it would be a sports car. You thought there would be a Lamborghini. You thought there would be a Corvette. You thought it would be a Maserati. Turns out, just a pickup truck with a little hammy in it, maybe some nutsack hanging off the back of the truck like some guys do,
No.
is really what later is looking for. No, that's not a good look for...
No.
No.
I
No?
saw that on one guy's truck that I went on a date with, and I was like, why is that there? What is that?
You say you
And
have
what did
a
he say?
sense of
What is that?
humor.
What did he say?
He thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's what I
And
thought
he
it was
had a
funny.
nutsack on the back of his truck?
Yikes.
All
It's
right.
gross.
Red flag.
You didn't get
Red
revved
flag,
up?
gentlemen.
No, I did not get revved up.
You didn't want him to put his gas
No.
handle in your
Oh, Adam, no.
in your gas tank?
Oh my gosh, no.
You didn't want him to fill you up
Oh my gosh.
with
Adam,
unleaded?
You're done.
Talking about
I
gas
think
here,
mine's
guys.
premium gas, so.
You don't want no premium,
You're done.
Supreme.
Oh my god.
You want that Chevron with Techron?
That'll be all.
I'll
Adam.
keep going right now. I don't know.
What is going on?
You don't want him to valet his car right up in your parking lot?
No.
All right, that's fine.
No.
I know.
Guys,
I like.
what is wrong with you? I'm talking about car talk.
I don't even know what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking
What are you
about.
talking
Oh,
about?
yeah,
We're talking
for
about
sure.
what type of cars
For sure.
Yeah.
women are the most attracted to.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to valet my
Trucks.
truck right in your, in your
Oh
parking
my
spot, girl.
God.
All right. Well, when it comes to your car, clearly what you girls just said is that, you know, they say that your ego is not your amigo. Your ego wants you to drive the best car, look the best for the ladies. You know, Chris Rock has famously said, or even Dave Chappelle said this, if a guy can get laid in a cardboard box, he would just live in a cardboard box. But ladies like nice things. Shout out to Chappelle on that one. We were talking about Chris Rock yesterday.
Right.
So I want to differentiate between the two. But men drive cars because they think that it's going to get them laid. Turns out the car that's going to get you laid the most, pickup truck, throw that thing right in reverse, boom, back it up right to your house. back it up, beep, beep, Nat.
Beep, beep. you need some water.
You need some milk. On one today.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm not surprised pickup trucks are like a turn on for women. It shows that
Yeah.
a man can carry a big load.
Oh my god.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
talking
God.
about people in the
Yeah.
car. Adam.
Shout out to Beating Cheeks.
Bean
out there in the
Cheeks.
audience.
I see you in the chat, Bean Cheeks.
All right.
Shout out to my mom. I see you in the chat, Mom. Love you. Miss you.
Oh, hey,
Love
G,
you,
how are
Mom.
you? We're on
yeah,
our best
Mom's
behavior
watching today.
Oh. Anyway, here's what I was doing this weekend, going to church, and I was going to go donate my time to the homeless and the charities out
Get your
there.
ashes.
Oh, my ashes with the hey-o.
Yes.
Anyway, so do you, like if a guy, I guess question for the ladies, guy shows up in a Maserati, picks you up for a date, how you feeling? Guy shows up just in a normal Honda Accord, how you feeling? Guy shows up in a beat up jalopy, how you feeling? Walk me through your emotional progress in those three situations.
So if a guy shows up in like a luxury car, I want to know what their lifestyle is like. You know, where do you work? What do you do for a living? Where do you live? Just to see like does everything else match up with the car that you have? The car shouldn't be like your
Yes,
highest
yes.
luxury item in your life. I think that's a waste of money. I don't think it's smart. When gentlemen show up in like average cars, like a Nissan, a Toyota, a Hyundai, to me, I'm like, okay, so you are financially conscious. You're being smart with your money. And of course, knowing what you do for your work and stuff like that, make sure those things align as well. Now, gentlemen, if you show up in a beat up car that's beat up, looks horrible, then to me, it's like you don't see yourself worthy enough to have a little bit of a nicer item. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's ugly on the outside, but like even on the inside, you know, like if you know your car is not the sexiest car, at least let the inside be clean.
Yeah.
So those are just like the thing about like the items that you carry, they're small representations of yourself and where you are in life. And I think it's important that you don't get caught up in what you're trying to do and impress with everybody, because it can really ruin your financials in general. And somebody who really understands the process of growing and how money works and inflation, they will understand your process. They're not going to judge you because you're driving a Honda. You know, like I do drive a little bit of a nicer car, but I have talked to guys who don't drive nice cars like that. And to me, it's not like a deal breaker. It's just more like, okay, they're more money conscious. They have, you know, they're responsible with their money based on where they're at in life, and I'm not offended by that. I think it's even a turn on to see that, because I'm like, you're managing your money properly so that you're able to maintain a lifestyle and that you're still able to grow as well. You're giving yourself some space to grow as well. So that's just my breakdown when it comes to the cars. I don't think cars are like a deal breaker, like, oh, he has a nice car, he's so hot, like I have to be with him. Usually if the car is extra nice, I'm a little bit more weary of like, okay, what do you do for work?
Yeah.
You know, what does your expenses look like? And that's just my view.
Kelly, what do you think? Same question to you.
like I said before, I'm automatically wary of the nice car. It depends, like, are you using it to show off? Are you really obsessed with that car? Is it like, if it was like a Lamborghini, I'd be like, this is probably not my kind of guy. If it was like a nice fancy car, that's like, I don't know what that would be though. Like a normal car, like a BMW, is that nice?
Yeah,
like,
nice
like
car.
but little on the fancier side, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, good for
Right.
him. And again, if it's a more beat up car, I'm not like automatically, as long as it's clean inside, if it's running, my grandpa's car is like 20, 30 years old and it runs and it looks good. It's like an old car, but it works, it runs, and it does what it needs to do. Like, we'll get in that.
Whose car?
Well, my grandpa's.
My grandpa? Is grandpa getting laid in that car? Fucking better be.
But you also have
He's
to be
been
mindful.
happily married for 60, 70 years,
Okay.
and he's got 7 grandkids and 7 kids.
Good for
and blah,
grandpa.
blah,
Here's my question. I see this all the time because I live in Miami, South Beach. Guys come down for the weekend and
know.
they rent
blah.
a
That's
sports car
And it
Not
gets
for
to
the
their
weekend.
head. They're
I
like
don't
riding
like
around.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
like, Jesus,
Annoying.
these
And
guys
they're
really
just
think it's
riding
their
around.
car.
Okay. And there's also these other guys I've seen. You ever been to like the Hood?
Yeah.
The Hood,
Yeah.
you know, I was just there the other night recording the new song that we're working
Oh,
on.
nice.
I was in the Hood, and let me just be frank, hood ass apartments.
Yeah.
Not a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I see a Corvette parked in the driveway. And I'm thinking, this just ain't adding up, homie.
Yeah.
So you live in the hood, but you're driving a nice ass car.
No bueno.
It's like, why don't you flip the script? Go get yourself a nice place to live, get out of the hood, right? And just drive a normal car. So is it more attractive for a guy to live in a nice place but not have a good car?
Yeah.
Or for a guy to live in the hood but drive a fancy ass car? What do you think?
Oh yeah, your living is way more important. I'd rather you live in like a nice area and then have like an average to below average type of car.
Yeah, it's never a good look if you invite a girl over and you want to get freaky and you invite her in and you just go, actually, let's just go in the back seat real quick.
Oh
Because
my
my
God.
car is actually nicer than my apartment.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think
Okay.
it's important to just in general be like, have safety. I think safety is your top priority. If that means that you have to have an average car, live in an average area, I think you maintaining safety is important. And even for a woman, you know, I want to make sure that my significant other is making smart choices of that they value where they live. They value the cars that they're in. Because here's the thing. You live in a bad area, something bad could happen to you and whoever you bring around. You have a bad car that's beat up and doesn't drive, something can happen to you or the person out in the car as well. So I think maintaining that safety level when it comes to those things is more of a priority than just flexing.
Okay, perfect segue to the next thing. We just talked about cars. Now let's talk about motorcycles.
Oh.
Okay, motorcycles, talking about safety.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate risk reward situation out there. Motorcycles, the average price of a motorcycle, 10 grand, but it's all about risk and reward. I know multiple people that have been severely injured or even killed on motorcycles. I'm not saying that can't happen on in a car accident, but motorcycles is the exact, we talk about investing, it's risk and reward. Motorcycle is the ultimate risk and reward. By the way, a guy pulls up on a motorcycle, takes you on a date. How you feeling about that?
I'm not getting on the bike.
You're just not getting on?
No, I got ready for a date. I don't want to go through the wind on a date.
Yeah, it's not
Unless they're
happening?
like, hey, I have a bike. We're going to use that to navigate around. I would probably just give them my car and be like, you can drive for the night.
You drive my car, buddy. I
Yeah.
get in the back of that motorcycle.
Yeah, I really rather not. Unless it's
Yeah.
like a weekend thing, like, oh, babe, we're going to go for a drive on the bike. Like, and that's like no highways. I'm not really trying to risk
No.
it for all that. I'm
You
good.
see these dudes out there just speeding,
Yes.
weaving through traffic, going
obnoxious.
150 miles per hour on their Ducati out there on the highway. I'm like, this guy's got a death wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, how big of a rush are you in that you need to weave through traffic
Yeah.
and literally nearly die? Like you're fucking Evel Knievel out here on these streets.
But some people like that adrenaline rush. That's why
Yeah.
they purchase those items. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes I'll be in my car, the highway's empty. I'll step on it a little bit. You know, I'll step on it a little bit.
She's stepping on it a little bit.
But I wouldn't go crazy like on a bike, especially. Like you have to understand like the likelihood of something happening is way higher than being in a vehicle.
Every
But-
single time I'm in Miami, I see a bike accident.
Mm.
No joke. I'm in downtown Brickell, bike bike every single time. It's always with a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
saw
did.
one.
We did last weekend. The weekend before.
It was a bad
Yeah, they're out
accident.
there.
Yeah.
Anyway, be careful out there if you're driving a motorcycle. And by the way, women like you, like watching you do it, but they don't necessarily want to be on the back of it, and they don't want you talking about it. Like, I know a buddy, he's like, yeah, I just went on this date. I was just telling her all about my motorcycle. How'd the date go? Yeah, we never hung out again.
Yeah.
Because you talked about your motorcycle for about an hour and a half. How about you ask her questions, buddy?
Yeah.
Get to know her. She doesn't want to hear about your fucking Harley.
Yeah, it's
All
true.
right?
Sorry.
Hop on, Hoss. Anyway,
Sorry,
shout out to the
gentlemen.
people on motorbike. Let's shift gears here. We talked about cars. Let us know, genuinely, does Saz have a point here? Am I outdated? Am I just not making any sense with everything we just talked about with cars? Or like, yo, Saz, you're actually onto something right now. I'm spending all my money on my car payments. I would love to figure out a way not to spend all my money and hemorrhage every single penny I have out the door for my car payment. I think you're on something. So do the math. That's my best advice for you. See where your money, what's coming in the door, what's going out the door, and do a budget and see what's worth the cost of investment.
Yeah.
There it is. All right,
Actually,
let's
I have some
talk.
Chats on the car. Want me
You
to
got
read
some
it?
super chats?
Yeah, I got some super
Go
chats.
ahead now
All
with the super
So,
chats.
thank you for the super chats, everybody. I'm going to read them before we go into the next topic. Matthew Uranus, Sauce, this is for last Friday. Had me cracking up on the exercise bike at the gym. I'm pretty sure people around me thought I was crazy, making Friday cardio session a lot easier. Cheers to Friday. Then we have Pansia. You're not having a car still doesn't make sense to me. A cheap hybrid lease is as low as $275 a month, no more than $400 with insurance. Your Uber to work and everywhere else is way more. Make it make sense.
Do the math. Respect.
There you go. Then we have infamous Valentine. Me and women need to come together. Come on, men. Let's step it up and set a good example for moving forward. Then we have SN Network. Soscast. Adam, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. What do you think of the Iran and Iranians in general? With love
Next.
from Iran, living in Sweden. Then we have Pansia again. Leasing is almost no repairs. You only pay for oil, gas, and car payment. LOL. Our luxury car
about
numbers
insurance?
are. Say that again?
They missed insurance.
Yeah,
You
they
still
missed
need that insurance if you're going to lease a car.
Get an Escape, Prius, Camry, or Fusion. Don't get a Prius. I'm not a Prius lover. Those things are not cute. Then we have Johnny Powell. He said, yes, I spent $1,500 loan and expense on a truck a month, but it's a work truck. I'm a contractor. I need tax write-offs and stability for a new vehicle that won't leave me stranded. It's a base.
There you go.
And we got Pansia again. My man Uber from Miami to Fort Lauderdale is 60 one way. And then we got Bean Cheeks. Bean Cheeks is in the chat. He's like, thanks for the shout out. Spoiler alert, I also don't own a vehicle. I fly to go to different states, countries, rent a car out for town businesses and Uber for local use. And then he said, I don't care for cars, just worry about my physique and bank. You guys will see me soon in Miami in June, July. Keep it real, Adam and Nat. You guys are wild. Love you, Bean Cheeks. So we'll leave the chats there and then we'll finish off on the rest of the super chats. Thank you all for those. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and let's go on to the next topic.
That's
Sauce
right.
Man.
Well, as a famous man once said, I can't get no satisfaction out here.
You're
in the-
welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I can't get no
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction. Anyway, shout out to you guys out there. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate. We do this for you. We want to see you get paid, laid, and do it your way. So this is the getting paid, saving that money episode of the week. But there's more to it. So now we just talked about cars. Now let's talk about flying in planes. You want to get out there, you want to take that IG pic for the gram on the PJ, the private jet out there. What does that cost? All right, how much does it cost to fly first class? How much does it cost to fly economy? I got some numbers for you. Price of a private jet can range as little as $2 million to as much as $100 million a year. $2 million gets you in the door. Cost of a 6-hour flight for you and a couple of friends is going to cost you between $8 and $18 grand for 4 to 6 passengers. If you want to have a motherfucking party on the plane, you want more than 10 people, that is going to be $25,000 to $50,000. It might cost you about 50 grand for a fun vacation on a private jet. If you want to fly first class, round trip, minimum, this is domestically, you're talking minimum $1,000. And if you want to fly internationally, anywhere in the world, you're talking minimum $4,000 to $5,000. Now, if you want to go economy, about 2 years ago before COVID, it would cost you about $300 on average round trip. These days, it costs about $400. The prices are going up. By the way, I think there was a link on what it costs per hour to fly on a private jet. Let's have that conversation about private jets. We all know those girls that somehow end up on a private jet. They out here, I'm out here on the private jet. Yes, look at me. Bitch, you didn't pay for that.
Yeah.
All right? Who paid for that? Who's putting you on that jet?
That's what you think when you see girls. on
Exactly.
there,
Nat, read this.
It says flights on private jets are charged by the hour.
Get to the numbers.
Okay. The typical cost is between $1,200 and $12,000 per hour to charter a private jet.
Yep. Girl, you didn't pay for that.
Yeah.
Someone invited you on. You did not tag your sponsor. Now you're out there flying as if like this is your thing. Some dude invited you on. Did you tag him or not? That's the
you
question.
can't tag your sponsor because other people won't want to sponsor you. They say, "Oh, she's already got a sponsor."
Diversification of sponsors.
Diversification.
Respect to you.
See,
the
there you
ladies
go.
out there.
Yep.
Okay. You ever been on a private jet?
Unfortunately, no.
Unfortunately, you want to get on that thing?
I would like to, but I'm gonna be honest.
Are you going to tag your sponsor when you go on or no?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I don't
PBD.
plan to do anything illegal to get on there, so.
You said illegal. Okay. Yeah, Kels?
Have you been, I know you've been on a private jet. Have you been on a party in a private jet?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You ever been on the Mile High Club?
No.
No.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why are you getting all
No.
quiet?
I honestly, I sleep on the plane. I'm sorry. As soon as I get on the plane,
can't.
ask my family. I'm out. As soon as I put my seatbelt, everyone's in the row with me. I'm out.
Can
don't
I
wanna
tell
be
you
awake.
what a
If the
what
plane
a-
goes down,
what-
I just want to be
What
sleeping.
an amazing luxury that is to be able to fall asleep on a
I
plane.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Some people just cannot fall asleep on a plane. They're just, I want to sleep.
I'm out.
I'm on a
Me.
flight from Miami to LA. I'm just, got a neck pillow up in my ear. I got this guy snoring, a baby crying. I can't fall asleep. Meanwhile, Nat's just,
That's literally
Ow.
me. It's so bad. It's so true.
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
very true.
Can you fall asleep on a plane? I can't. I would love to.
Yeah, I do.
Take a Xanax. That's my next advice for
Nah,
you.
drink some water.
Did we have another plane thing that we needed to show about what flights cost?
I've
Did I
got
send you that?
cost of airfare per city and airport, like the top city
Pull that
and
up
airport.
real quick.
Yeah,
Let's see what we
let's
got
see
with that.
that.
Okay.
LA.
All right. This is what? Cost of airfare. This is just a general trip. All right. We're talking about basically $400 for a round trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nothing crazy here. But here's what I will say. What's over? Is it overrated to fly first class? Okay. So let's say
No.
the average flight is in domestically 3 to 4 hours. Okay. You're spending $300, $400 on a round trip ticket. You know, you're in 22D. All right, there's your seat. You maybe with your girl. She's in 22E. There you are, right there. Or, all right, so that costs. Let's say the two of us are traveling. Let's say, so that's $600, $800 round trip. Now, if we're gonna fly first class, we're talking minimum, $2,500. But we get to sit in first class. We get some free food and maybe a little bit bigger of a chair. Is it worth it to spend double, if not more, to fly first class?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Some people just prefer to pay for that experience. You know, some people will pay to have that little bit of a better experience, and I don't think there's anything like, I don't look down upon them. I think it's a matter of where you're at financially if you want to spend that. If you're like scratching coins to spend it, don't spend it. You're better off to just do the other seating and then maybe get like a better seat in the front and you're kind of closer to that. But I don't know. I think spending so much money on airfare is a little ridiculous in my point.
Yeah, what happened?
Only for an international flight. I will never do an international flight again in economy. That was the worst experience of my life. I could not sleep for a 17-hour flight. But for anything under, I could do anything under that now. And
Yeah.
I'll sit in economy, no problem.
I just
I
don't want to be in
flew-
the back of the plane. I don't want to be in the back of the
I-
plane.
I
That's
don't-
my thing.
I don't
I'd
care.
rather be in the front somewhere. I'm not really like too picky because I
You're
fall
like, I ain't
asleep.
Rosa Parks. Don't put me in the back of the bus out here. I'm not going to the back of the fucking plane. I want to be as close to first class as possible.
Yeah.
I did fly first class from, Miami to LA, but LA to Sydney. It was
That's
a
right.
15-hour flight. Champagne, lying down. That was worth it. All
Yeah.
good. But when you start, when you're talking about, and that was me and a buddy, we were traveling to Australia. He was taking care of his own expenses, I'm taking care of mine, so it's fine. But now when you're gonna go travel with a girl, let's say me and a girl are gonna go fly from LA to Sydney.
Yeah.
Now I'm dropping 20 grand, let's say. It's like, what could I be doing with that money instead?
Yeah, I wouldn't spend
So here's a couple of hacks for you. Little save that money hacks. Fly economy, but pay for the best seats, whether that's the exit row, whether that's seats with extra leg room.
Smart.
So now you're only paying another $50, $70, but you're getting a big exit row seat.
Yep.
You're sitting in a good seat, good area, a lot of room, more cushion for the pushing, all that. But you're not spending an extra $500,000. Because keep in mind, let's say it's a 3-hour flight. Now let's say you're going on vacation for 5 days, 7 days. All that money, that extra $1,000, $2,000, go ball out on your vacation.
Yes.
Right. Agreed.
So we're all sitting in the same plane. It's not like you're in a nicer
Right.
room in the plane. We're in the same plane.
Right.
Okay, you get an extra drink, you get some warmer peanuts, all good. Daddy wants a big piece of chicken. I can afford some chicken when I get to where I'm landing. All good.
Agreed.
Let me know what you guys say. Do you fly first class? I don't know. I tend to fly, unless I get upgraded or whatever because I got miles. I tend to fly economy, and then I'll pay for like the nicest seats, the bump up, but I don't typically fly first class. PBD has talked about this, where you should not even think about flying first class unless you have $1 million in the bank.
Fair enough. Totally
Yeah.
makes sense, actually.
Okay, let me know your guys' thoughts. Now, let's talk about, we talked about by air, by land. Now let's talk about by sea. You want to get out there and you want to be Captain Stabbing out there on the high oceans and on the high seas doing your thing out there. Let's talk about boats and yachts. A new boat, we can pull this up. A new boat costs between 40 and 75 grand, I believe. And the average cost of a used boat, 10 to 20 grand. Thanks for that, Kels. So, all right, that's the average cost of a boat, but just like in a car, you think that your car needs maintenance, you think that your car needs gas, you think that your car needs stuff, try having a boat.
Yeah.
All the work that goes into a boat, forget about it. Now you said, all right, Sos, 40 grand, 75 grand, I got this. That's no big deal. I'm ready for something more. Let's talk about how much a yacht costs. Yacht costs, big boys, we're talking yachts on average, minimum to get in the door, we're talking 100 grand. That's for the smallest possible yacht, to as much as $10 million. If you want a charter price, the charter price of a yacht, you're talking about 10 grand minimum per week to as much as 150 grand per week for a big boy yacht. Speaking of big boy yachts, the world's biggest mega yacht. How much you think that costs? World's biggest yacht. How much you think it is?
World's biggest yacht? Maybe 100 million.
100 million. You are not far off,
Okay.
but you're off.
Okay.
Pull this up. The world's biggest mega yacht is worth $600 million. It is called the Azam yacht, aka the Adam yacht. It is owned by the Amir of Abu Dhabi.
Oh.
It is worth $600 million. You want to go on one of those yachts for the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It's so funny what you see these girls come to Miami, and they will post on their Instagram, post on all their profiles. They're like, here to just go on a boat, here with all my hoes, their words, we'll do whatever it takes to get on a yacht. And then you just got dudes out there like, yeah,
Yikes.
let's just go get ourselves a yacht for the weekend. Girls in Miami, they love the yachts, right?
They do.
Yeah.
I've been on one big yacht, and then the other boats I've gotten sick on.
Is it, there's,
I get motion sickness.
Oh, God.
So I need it to be a big boat. I'm not being bushy. It's just my stomach
Okay.
doesn't take the small one.
Thoughts on yachts? That has a nice ring to it. Okay.
Thoughts on yachts?
Anyway, so we talked about cars, we talked about motorcycles, we talked about planes, we talked about boats, we talked about yachts. But you got to live somewhere, y'all.
Yes.
You got to live somewhere, okay? So everything we just discussed was your transportation. Transportation on average should be at most 20% of your budget. Now your housing, where you live, that can be as much as 1/3 of your take-home pay. Let's talk about how expensive it is to live in America these days with the cost to own a home and rent and all the above and mortgage rates and interest rates that is going on out there. These days, with the prices out there these days, living at home with your mom is not a bad option.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, I agree. I don't live with my mom.
I'm not really feeling that.
Here's some numbers for you. Housing numbers. The average price of a home between 2020 and 2023 today, Q1 2020, the average price of a home in America, Q1 2020, that was right before COVID, $275,000. Fast forward 3 years later, Q1 2023, it has increased $100,000 more.
Wow.
The median price of a home now is $375,000. We talked about, is it cheap or expensive to own a car, to own a boat, to own a yacht, to go on a plane? It is as expensive as ever to live in America today. Some numbers for you. Typical home value. I think we got some prices that we can show on this map. What state, okay, are home values? Don't look, don't show her this. She doesn't know a map anyway. It's fine. She's looking at that map.
I do know where the map.
You could pick out Florida. That's about it.
That's where I live. So.
What state is the highest home values? What state are the houses cost the most? Let us know what you think in the chat while Nat gets this answer correct. What state?
Does the highest cost of homes?
Yes. Well, the homes cost the most.
I'm going to go with California.
California, you are not right, but you're not off.
Okay.
Because they are in the top 5. The number one
New York.
state. Okay, New York. All right. Any other guesses? Go quick. As many states as you can name in the next
Florida,
10 seconds.
Detroit, Idaho, Kansas, Connecticut. Are those all states?
Detroit's a city. Go ahead. More states. Go.
Texas, Washington D.C., New
Not
Jersey.
a state. Go ahead.
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Colorado, Oregon, Phoenix.
You're doing great. All right. And now what?
I'm done.
You said Atlanta. What?
Atlanta.
What? That's
Georgia. Georgia. I know, but I put Atlanta as Georgia. I'm sorry. I've always done that.
Say, to all you Georgia peaches out there, we apologize. If you don't live in Atlanta, you're okay. All right?
So cute.
There's other cities out there. You also said the state of Denver. I love Denver. What state?
She said Colorado too.
I said Colorado.
All right. What's a nicer state, Denver or Colorado?
Just Florida.
Florida. Meatloaf. Collard greens.
If you didn't see that Thanksgiving episode, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch that. Anyway,
so
the
funny.
state with the highest home values, which we were solving for, you didn't name the state. What state would you say is the most tropical and vacation oriented?
Florida.
Other than Florida.
Tropical and Puerto Rico?
Atlanta.
Puerto Rico.
How about Hawaii?
Oh,
Hawaii
yeah.
is the most
Hawaii.
expensive state to live in
I'm
America where your home values are.
Damn.
Hey, who doesn't want to live in Hawaii? Right there, if we could punch it on that top screen.
And I said all of
Top
those
right,
states,
top
by
left.
the way, except Maryland.
Hawaii, then DC, then California, Massachusetts, Colorado with our friends from Denver, Washington State, New Jersey, Oregon, Maryland, New York. That is where states where the home values are the most. You snorting over there? What are you snorting? You funny? You're laughing? You got some comments?
Chad was like, damn it, Nat.
Damn it, Nat. Listen, we love Nat. We love Nat.
She knows her capital
She's
cities.
got so many positive qualities. She's got a great attitude. She's a hard worker. She's a great friend.
A best
Who
friend.
cares that she's not good at math or no geography
I'll be
or
okay.
barely knows how to get her out of a paper bag?
Everything I don't know, I can Google it.
Yes, girl.
So
Street
I'm
smart.
doing okay out here.
She's
Doing
doing
okay.
just fine.
If you think about it, we're in the same show.
Oh my God.
It's like I've had to grind. I had to work. I paid my dues. I cold called. I had to work for 10 years. I had to save up all my money. I had to start a show. I had to do all this. Now it's like, hey, I just got a good smile. Can I come on the show? Thanks. Yeah, I work.
I have great work ethic.
That's true.
I am smart. I just may know some of the I guess, things you learn in
Nah,
school
you're
like
smart.
that.
Never
On
did
top
I.
of my
Never
head.
did I not say you're not smart.
Yeah.
You're
I
smart.
just said that you don't know what states there are.
That's
out
okay.
There.
That's why you have
But
a
you are
map.
working.
That's why you get a map.
by
Yeah,
the way,
she's resourceful.
our
She's
show-
resourceful.
We all
Resourceful.
talk about this all the time. Our show is all about self-improvement. Getting smarter, getting better, getting wealthier, getting healthier, getting cooler,
Amen.
getting sexier, getting better, all across the board, self-improvement. Now, perfect example of that is show Nat reading chats and reading things 6 months ago, okay, versus now.
She found her voice.
6 months ago, she was in 3rd grade reading level. Now, 7th grade reading level. We're getting better. Don't say that you can't improve. Men, women, children, ladies out there, prime example. This is self-improvement to the highest extreme out here. Ding, ding. Okay. Home values. We have that list. Average. Here's what it costs to live in some major cities here in America today. What city is the most expensive to live in? What city is rent the most expensive? What city?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. They're up there. The answer is New York City. The average cost to rent an apartment $3,000. LA $2,200. You got Miami at 1.8, 1,000, 1,800. You got Chicago at 1,500. You got Dallas, Texas at 1,300. But that, my friends, was in 2020. That is not now. Prices have gone up exponentially. What are the prices in those cities? New York is now $4,000. It has gone up $1,000 since COVID. Miami went from 1,800 to 2,600. LA went from 2,200 to 2,600. Chicago went from 1,500 to 2,000. Dallas went from 1,300 to 1,500. It is getting more expensive out there in America today. And is your income going up? That's the question. Because if your income is not going up, your expenses better be going down. Because if your income ain't going up and your expenses are going up, sounds like you ain't saving that money. Okay?
That is true.
Now, question is whether you should rent or whether you should buy. I've done multiple episodes on this, but here's a little chart thanks to our friends at, what's that chart that we got? I forget the name of this group, but they're great. Infographics. They're amazing. See if you can pull that up real quick. Rent versus buy.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that.
It's okay, Kelly. We have all day.
The photos are hard to pull up on the computer. The links work. The photos
Yeah.
are harder. I
It's like
found it.
download it,
Okay,
yeah.
rent versus buying. 2 ways to pay for housing.
Okay, punch in on that a little bit here. All right, so Nat, I'll do the rent
Ooh.
and you do the buy. How about that? Rent versus buy. There's 2 ways to pay for housing. What does it say up top right there?
For rent, it says if it
If it floats, flies, or frees up your money, it's cheaper to rent. Did we not just discuss that with cars, planes, vehicles,
Yes,
automobiles,
yes.
boats? If it floats, flies, or frees up your money, it's cheaper to rent. Here are some of the pros and cons of renting. If we could punch in, some of the pros on that are no long-term commitment, lower responsibility, and it's predictable monthly payment. We know that. The cons is that you do not build equity. There's no tax breaks, and you have less control over your space. One of the basic things about renting, especially if you're young, everyone talks about renting is wasting money, renting is throwing away money. No, there's something called low overhead and high flexibility. If you're not sure of where you're going to be 3, 5, 10 years down the road, just rent. There's nothing wrong with renting. There's nothing wrong with having a roommate, especially if you're younger. There's nothing wrong with basically mitigating your costs to save that money. Now, if you know where you're going to be long term, if you got a family, you're worried about school districts, you want to do what you want with your house, you're worried about tax breaks, then yes, it might make sense to buy if you're planning on being at that location for at least 5 years. Here are some of the benefits, the pros and cons of buying. Go ahead, Nat.
So the pros are build equity, tax breaks, and you're the boss. Okay. And
Okay,
then we
some of the
have
cons.
Cons, more responsibility, harder to move, and more financial risk.
Yes. So if you look out there on the internet, should you rent or should you buy? You see a million articles saying you have to buy, renting is a waste of money. And then you also see another million articles out there saying, no, buying is not what it's worth. It's not worth it. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. Just rent. Save that money, split the difference, invest the money. It's up to you. only you know where you're at in life and what you're doing with your time and what your time horizon is. So if you're one of those people that it needs to be flexible, that wants to kind of save money, that they need to be able to pivot, they got to be on a swivel, they don't know where they're coming, they're living in Austin, now they're living in Boston, now living in Chicago, now they're living in Dallas, now they're going to Denver, now they're coming to Miami, just rent, okay? You can keep it moving, all right?
Yeah.
In the last 3 years alone, since COVID, I lived in Miami, I've lived in Dallas, I've lived in Boca.
Wow.
I've lived in Fort Lauderdale. Now I live back in Miami again. And that's the last 3 years. Okay. If I owned a home at that point, nonsense. Would I be dealing with this? Okay.
Right.
But if you know where you're going to be, your position's settled, you know that, happy wife, happy life type of thing, you know where you need to be, then you can buy and just play it for the long term. But these are the types of things that you need to be thinking about. Lifestyle. Are you thinking about buying anytime soon?
I'm going to be waiting a little bit before I think about buying.
Yeah. Florida's sort of an anomaly right now.
Yeah.
We're waiting to see what this what happens out there in the market
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But
I would like to, but I'm going to be smart about it if I'm going to buy something. So,
sounds like you need to save that money.
Save it.
Okay. Kelly, you thinking about buying anything anytime soon?
I am actually, but saving and finding the right place at the right time is really hard in Florida. So,
Yeah.
but I'm always looking. I'm always looking right now.
By the way, she's always looking if you want to slide in that DM.
Oh my God.
Sweet as jelly, little Miss Kelly out there. She's looking for a nice young man to take her out, treat her right, like the beautiful girl she is. She's as sweet as they come. I'm shocked that she's from New Jersey, but sweet as jelly on the Instagram. How is jelly spelled?
Jellly.
Because Kelly is spelled Kelley.
It is.
Kellyanne, by the way, what a lovely girl. Thank you for being on the show. And I know that Natalya, your inbox is flooded. Let's stop with the DMs for Natalya. All right.
Bathwater is still not on sale yet. Not on
BOGO
sale.
during
I thought it
Black
was sold
Friday
out.
event. Here we go.
Kelly.
By the way, nobody's sliding in my DM. If I do, I get in trouble. It's a tough life out there.
I'm
these
sure
days.
it is.
Yeah. Anyway, we got any super chats we want to read before we move on? We are now done with the financial segment. Let's talk about these hospitality that we're looking for these days. These hospice situations for older people. Because I definitely wouldn't say the word what 304 stand for.
No.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Do you want me to read the chat?
Sure. Let's go some chats.
Let's do the chats before we move on to the next one. So actually, shout out to LG for your first super chat. Shout out to you. Thanks for super chatting. Pickup trucks are luxury cars nowadays. We had Crypto Keeper. Adam, what are your thoughts on being able to exercise options once a person is at your level? I'm generally curious because you are self-made. You want to come?
What are the perks?
What are your thoughts on being able to exercise your options once a person is at your level?
Are they talking about
I think women.
multiple women?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think options are great in life. Options are an amazing thing. I'm of the state of mind where, I thought that I was that dude when I was like 18. I was like, I want to get married young. I want to be a cool young dad. And then I was like 24 and my dad was like, hey, you ready to get married yet? I was like, hell no. All right. Now, I've been in serious relationships and, in Miami, it's like, you can hurt your neck real quick, out here in Miami. But at some point, exercising options and being that single dude out in the club gets a little creepy. And it's cool when you're my age, all good, have fun, be out there. You still got, sexual market value as a man. But I see guys out there in their late 40s, early 50s, still out there, thirsty. Their sexual market value is on a decline. And I'm like, buddy, you may want to think about stop exercising all those options, just finding one good option. So it depends on kind of where you're at in life, depending on what season you're at in life. If you're in the situation where you're in your mid-30s, you're making money, you're in shape, you're good looking, brother, the time is yours. Exercise as many options as you want. Test drives as many cars as you want. But at some point,
Safely.
you got to pick a path.
Yes, I agree. But do it safely. Do it safely, of course.
Wrap it up.
Then we have a Freak Show Fly Miles, Save That Moolah.
Hell
Michael,
yeah.
to see. Did you hear about SVB collapse? Thoughts?
Yeah, the Silicon Valley Bank that just collapsed. Breaking news right there. Yes, I did hear about that. Really weird situation. I don't think a bank has gone bust like that since the financial crisis in 2008. Still, breaking news, developments going on out there, but I don't really do business with the Silicon Valley Bank anyway, so it doesn't affect my life. But this will have ramifications throughout the marketplace. We will see what happens with that. Yes, I did hear about that.
Last one, and then we can move on to the last topic. Johnny Powell, girls, do you judge a guy that owns a small 2-bedroom house in a nice area over a guy that lives in a mid-sized apartment? Do you judge a guy? No, I don't judge a guy. I don't go to guys' apartments, but I mean, I don't really judge. Like, what I'm looking for is like how you like maintain your lifestyle and like how you take care of yourself. I think if certain places fit you better based on where you're at in life, like that just suits you better. Of course, having a house is more like this is somewhere that you plan to stay for a little, but I mean, I don't know. I don't really go to people's houses.
Okay.
So
don't invite Nat over. She ain't coming over.
Sorry.
Let's shift gears here a little bit. We talked a lot about finances stuff, getting you paid. Now let's talk about getting you laid. You see what's going out there with some of these Instagram filters out there these days?
Yikes.
Ooh, we talked about, fake it till you make it. Sometimes a guy needs to fake it till he makes it. He rents a car for the weekend to look good. Maybe he, dresses in a nice suit to present himself, even though he's got no money and he's got no other good clothes. You got to fake it till you make it. Maybe you got a fake watch. And now you're not driving a luxury car, and maybe you steal somebody's Mercedes-Benz decal and throw it on your car. Maybe instead of wearing a Movado watch, you're rocking a avocado watch. Things are happening out there. So fake it till you make it. Now these women out there talking about fake it till you make it. Some of these women, these Instagram filters, is getting obnoxious. So guys, as we all know, are success objects. We just talked about guys getting houses, cars, boats, motorcycles, private jets to impress women and to live that type of lifestyle. Now, women, as we know, are beauty objects. So what women are doing on social media out there, you know how they said there's plenty of fish in the sea?
Yeah.
Just make sure that girl you meet on Tinder ain't a catfish, okay? Because that's real out there. Pull up this story about this filter. Look at this girl right here.
Wow.
Okay, that's her on the left, real life. Scroll up a little bit. And that is her filter on the right.
Down.
The girl on the left, she's a 5 at best. Now she's a 9 on the right.
That's a filter?
That's a filter. That's a filter out there. So this new toxic filter is sparking serious concern among social media users. They're saying that women are feeling ugly without these filters. They're not showing up at events in person because these filters have misrepresented them. So they've been using the filters so much that they've portrayed who they are online, that they're weary of going out in public because online they're a 9 and in real life they're a 5, and they're like, I can't even leave my house at this point. And then, the female body empowerment movement. You're beautiful. You can do whatever you want. It's like, I don't know about all that. Anyway, there's another story over here. There's another girl who basically sort of called herself out. She said, this is reality, side-by-side pictures of what Instagram shows or what you can do with these filters versus what it is in reality. Let's see that picture real quick. So can we move this so I can...
You can scroll, like push her up.
Yeah. Okay. So on the left, she's got abs. She's looking good. On the right, she's kind of got a little belly. But this is what women can do. Is there more pictures of that, by the way, if you scroll down? Oh, here we go. Yeah, she's looking.
It's all about your angle, though. Or is that a filter?
That's a filter.
Wow.
Okay, keep going. Yeah, here's more. Keep going.
Whoa.
Instagram on the left, washboard abs. Go back to that other one. Washboard abs on the right. She's got a little pouch going on. Okay. More cushion for the pushing. Keep going. Instagram, looking skinny, nice legs, all that. Reality, she's got a beer gut. Full-on beer gut.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Women on Instagram, looking real nice on the left. Reality, another beer gut. All right, that's not that bad, actually.
Yeah.
Keep going. Here she is again.
Wow.
Wow. This is what women are doing on social media. We've said this time and time again. Men are success objects. So they will basically, you know how they say that women, here it is, men fall in love with their eyes. Women fall in love with their ears. So women are portraying something that they're not online, and men are legitimately falling in love with these women. Like, oh my God, she looks so good. She's so hot. Oh my God. And then you meet them in real life. You're like, where'd that beer gut come from? Yeah. Where'd that mustache come from? Yeah. Where'd that penis come from? Oh, you're a man. What's happening right now?
That escalated quickly. But guys do it too, but they don't do it maybe with their looks. They do it with like their surroundings. Like I've seen guys like post up and their page is like luxury cars, planes, these places, that places, but then they're a broken person. Yeah. It's just like they're using other people to market themselves.
Well, I think what social media has done is it allowed you to portray something that you're not, or has allowed you to only show your highlight reel of life. Okay, they don't show that when you're having a bad day. They don't show the pictures of when you have a big pimple in the middle of your forehead. They don't show that when you're, what's going on with your hair right now. I don't know. Is that why you're hiding it? Okay, yeah. Even Nat's hiding it. Watch out for those comb overs out there.
Actually, I get more often that I look better in person than in my pictures. I don't know how I feel about it, but I think it's a compliment. So I'm not one to use like filters like how these girls use it. I didn't even know like you can do like body filters like that. Yeah. But I know that they're out there. Obviously, it's something to be wary of. I think anything online you need to be like wary of. I remember this was years ago. I had met somebody on Tinder, and they were like decent looking, seemed pretty cool. And I didn't put two and two together, and they showed up and they were like half my size. And I was really taken back. I mean, I went through the date, but didn't see him again. It was a bit of a shocker. Yeah, and it was like the angles of photos that they took. It made them seem like at least my height. I'm not like a tall girl like lover, but at least he seemed like my height. And then he showed up, and I was like, oh, hey,
what you doing down there? How's the weather down there, little troll?
Not really my type. Not really my type. But I'm not here for the filters, ladies. I think you need to be comfortable in your own skin. I know you're competing with Instagram models and stuff like that and all, but I think what's dangerous is that a lot of the time these women that use these filters like this, they actually believe they look like that. And when they go out in public, and I think it hurts their ego and it hurts their confidence, because they take a picture in public with everyone else if they're at like a party or something, and then they realize they look disgusting. So I think it's doing more danger even to women than to men. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be wary of whatever you do online. But women, I think it's hurting their confidence in ways that it's really hard to recover. And then I think that's why you see also the rise of all this cosmetic surgery, all this Botox and all that stuff. So ladies, I think being more confident in your own skin is really important, especially in these times of, you're not certain.
So one of the things we talk about is putting in the work and not taking the easy way out, okay? And I often say that I'd rather build wealth slow than get rich quick. So here's a message to the ladies out there. It's a lot easier to do Instagram filters, to dysmorphia your body online, to take better angles, like to sort of maneuver pictures to look better. It's a lot harder to get your ass in the gym every single day.
Yeah,
it's a lot harder to work out.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to actually be healthy. It's a lot easier to take the easy way out. That's for the ladies. For the men, it's a lot easier to do fraud and try to crypto people and try to rip people off. It's a lot easier to cut corners. It's a lot harder to fucking show up to work every single day, day in, day out, save your money, be smart with your money, be prudent. It's so much harder to do. But the reality is this, is we've seen anything, you're going to get exposed. Whether you're a chick that shows up to a date and you're like, you didn't look like that in real life, or whether you're a dude that just rented a car for the weekend and is faking it till you make it, at some point you're going to get exposed.
Right.
So the truth will come out, whether it's in a year, 2 years, first date, 10th date, the truth is going to get exposed. So just think twice of what you're doing, whether you're a chick in filters or a dude that's kind of lying about what he's got going on.
Right. And also keep in mind, when you're using these filters and you're trying to put this persona of yourself online, what you're missing, and you will always get the short end of the stick, is the person you become when you actually put in the work. You know, when you meet a beautiful girl that is in the gym, that does take care of herself, that does do all the things that beautiful women do, you can see how she carries herself. She carries in herself in a way of pride, you know, confidence. It's very sexy. You don't have to be like all on Instagram, like half naked for that to be what people maybe view as like, wow, that's a beautiful woman. And same thing for gentlemen, you know, you don't have to put all this fancy stuff online for women to be like, wow, this is a gentleman. It's the person you become on that route of becoming that ideal influencer that makes you who you are, and people are attracted to you. So I think just keep in mind the work behind what you are striving for is the goal, not so much just, you know, looking like you're doing it.
Might have been the best thing you've ever said.
Thanks.
Seriously.
Thanks.
What a great answer right there.
Yeah.
Because if it was easy, everyone would do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to get in the gym. It's hard to save money. It's hard to put in the work. And you're absolutely right. Your future self will thank you.
Yes.
Okay? If you do all the hard stuff now, right? No pain, no gain. If you do all the hard stuff now, your future self will thank you.
Yeah.
Versus if you're cutting corners, taking the easy way out, your future self will exactly be what you are still now, cutting corners, not as attractive, fit, cool, wealthy as you could potentially have been if you actually put in the work.
Yeah.
So kudos to Nat out there.
Thanks.
For that great thought right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, it is true because there's this girl shows up. This was years ago. The girl I was talking with online, ended up dating her for like 2 years. We know this story. She's the one that ended up getting sick and all that. Much better now. But I saw her online. I'm like, this girl is freaking ridiculous. Cool. And she wasn't like one of those thoughts, but, you know, she was modeling online. She was doing her thing. And I left her tickets to come meet me at the Heat game. I said, hey, I got these extra tickets. My buddy, shout out to Kelly Olynyk at the time, was playing for the Heat. Used to give me tickets to every game, my dude. And I said, all right, hey, I left you a ticket for you and a friend to come to the game. She texts me, hey, I'm running late, but I'll be there. All good, I'll see you there. She shows up by herself, and I see her from afar, and I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, all right, don't catfish me, girl. And the first thing I say to her when I welcome, I go, wow, you actually look the same in person as you do online. That's incredible. She's like, why? What did you think? I'm like, you never know what you're getting out there. So the dude, once he sees you, he's going to be like, whoa, like super impressed. But this is what I was expecting. Good, bad, ugly, up, down, left, right. This is what I was expecting. Versus like, oh, I was expecting so much more.
Yeah.
And then you're like a
awkward.
disappointment.
Yeah.
So just be careful to you women out there.
Yeah.
And be careful for you men out there lying about what you got going on, and the woman thinks that you got this, and this. She finds out that you're lying. And now she's like, yeah, you're not. You're a fraud.
Yeah.
Fraudster. That's it. That's all I got for today. You want to read some super chats and we'll wrap up?
Some chats.
Oh, by the way, do we have the model volleyball clip?
Oh, yeah, let's pull that up.
I do. Just give me one second.
All right. All right, we've got one more chat. Crypto Keeper, thanks, Adam. What are your thoughts on Pulse Chain? Do you have any thoughts on that? No thoughts on that?
I'm not a big crypto guy. I own a few Bitcoin. I've owned some Ethereum. I'm not that guy.
Then we've got one more chat. LG, how tall are you, Nat? Without my heels, I'm like 5'3". I'm not that tall. If I could pick a height, I would like to be like 5'5". I feel like that's a nice, like, I'm almost model height, but I'm not too small. But I'm not going to lie, being small is kind of cute sometimes because everyone's taller than you. But when you meet someone shorter than you, you're like, well, I don't know if this is going to work.
Okay.
That's
no, Nat, you're a good height. You're good for good. I will say the one thing, the most common thing, and this happened, I was at the Jordan Peterson event last night. A lot of people showed up. Major shout out. Value Table was in the house. So many people come up to me. They're like, you're a lot bigger in person than I thought.
Yeah, when I met you, I was like, oh, wow, Adam. How you got
I'm
some height on you?
6'2", I will dunk on your ass, girl. Sorry about that. Okay. But people are like, I figured you were like some midget ass dude. I go, well, Pat's 6'4". I go, that's probably what it is. I stand next to Pat. I look shorter.
Yeah.
People don't realize how big Pat is.
Yeah,
Pat's 6'4", 240. Pat ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Pat's got some presence.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of small around Pat, but, you know,
You're tall. You got some height on you. I was actually shocked at your height.
All right.
I was like, oh yeah, that gives you some points. Points for you.
Okay.
You're
Respect.
welcome. Yes.
By the way, next weekend, we're going to be at a sick event that my friends throw in Miami Beach, and we want all of you guys to come join us at the Model Volleyball event, the sexiest event on the planet. We got a promo video, and you guys are all invited to come join Valuetainment at the Model Volleyball event, March 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday. We will all be out there, celebrities, DJs, models, special guests in the house as well. Stay tuned for that. Let's play this promo video with the volume.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this event.
It's going to be a great event. It's going to be awesome. You guys are all invited. And what does it cost for you to show up? Nothing. It is free. Oh, we're making it rain in the house.
Yes.
Great segue. Let's tell the story about making it rain.
Yes, let's tell the story. This happened in the office like 2 days ago.
Yes.
And I said, Sos, you gotta tell this story on the Soscast.
So we got young Dylan Bet David, the son, youngest son of PBD. He comes and he takes my little money gun and he makes it rain. And then he goes, hey, Adam, all my money's gone. And I don't have any more money. And I go, that's what happens when you make it rain in the club, buddy. It feels great for like the first 20 seconds. Oh my God, it's raining money. Everyone thinks you're so cool. It's amazing. And now you ain't got no money left, buddy. Now you got nothing left. He's like, I don't want to make it rain. I go, exactly, buddy. Save that money, okay? Because all this money that's floating around, what happens when you make it rain? You got the girls come up and they take it all, and you got no money left. Dylan Bet David. So save that money. I don't want to make it rain. I want to keep my money. That's right, boy. Save that money. That's what we stand for here. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys. This has been an awesome episode. We talked about saving money. We talked about what types of cars chicks like, what's getting you laid, what's getting you paid. We talk about getting catfished. A lot of stuff going on out there. But we're really excited about Model Volleyball. Nat, final word before we wrap up. What you got?
Final word. Thank you all for tuning in today. You know, we appreciate each and every one of you that take the time and join us with this conversation in the chats. You know, we really get to enjoy getting to know you guys. And I think Model Volleyball is the perfect event to meet all of you. There's one thing I do love to do is meet, you know, the fans of Valuetainment and Soscast and so on and so forth. So I appreciate it. Thanks you all for tuning in today. Today was a great episode. I love when you do Friday and money episodes. I think that's super, super important for people today. You know, the relationship stuff is fun, you know, getting to know girls, men, all those things are very important. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, money, it is a big part of life. So I love that you covered some of those expensive things that are taking place today. Something to consider as well for all, you know, our high-paying, car-paying people. But other than that, I love today's episode. I look forward to Model Volleyball. And thank you all for the support in the chat. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and do all those fun stuff. Share the video and all those things. And I think I'll pass it on. No,
absolutely. If we can put a poll up there, I'd love to get some audience feedback.
Yeah.
In general, do you want me to focus more on money stuff, finance, or do you want me to focus more on romance, dating stuff, hypergamy, red pill stuff? Because as I always say, money does not live in a vacuum. You don't just make money and that's it. I have my money. It's you spend it on your lifestyle, you spend it on your woman, you spend it traveling, you spend it on rent, you spend it on your car. Money doesn't live in a vacuum. So this is why I think it's so important to have these conversations where finance meets romance, which we do here on the Soscast. But I will tell you, the smarter you are with your money, the more that you save that money, the better your life is, the hotter the women are, and the better your lifestyle is. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the Soscast. We will see you guys next week. We're doing a Soscast on Thursday, as always. And then Saturday and Sunday, we will be at Model Volleyball. Come join us. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe out there. and save that money. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.